How dancers get warm. You guys are awesome. Eames closing night. Patrick is still weird. Nothing has changed. There's everybody.
30 to show.
30 to show. Okay. Cool. No, no. Oh, Patrick picked me up. I'm falling. All right, YouTube. It's been a minute. I think I haven't posted in like a month or something. I'm sorry. Things have been just totally insane. Kristen Damrow and Company just had our big production of Eames at ODC Theater in San Francisco. It was a huge success, so that is something new that happened. I also got bangs, so that's a bonus. So with this vlog, I kind of want to share what happened with the production. I want to share what worked, what didn't work. I also want to give you some of all the footage that I didn't get to post about costumes, scenic design, about being on the radio. There's many things I didn't get to share just because I was so consumed in many things. So this is gonna kind of be like a mega vlog of everything like mashed into one thing. So first of all, I just want to say thank you so much for everyone who came out to the show. We had 3 sold out nights. That is like a dream for a choreographer, just to have full houses with amazing audiences and just have the opportunity for people to see what we had been working on for 18 months. It was a long haul and it was so exciting to see all of you there. So thank you so much. So we're gonna kind of bounce back and forth. You're gonna see me with bangs, you're gonna see me without bangs. Some of the footage is from a really long time ago, but I want to share with you what worked with the production because I think it's really valuable to learn what is successful and to also see what are things I could have focused on more. And when I step into the next show, I can look back at this and kind of reevaluate what I need to do. One thing that was extremely successful leading up like 4 weeks to the show was I planned everything out. I got sticky notes, I put them up on the wall for every single week just so I could have a visual representation of all the things I had to do. So having clear organization leading up made everything go very smoothly. We didn't have any hiccups, we didn't have any big surprises, everything just kind of flowed and happened. I want to bounce out for 1 second. In editing, I realized that I wasn't totally clear about the design concept and where all that came from Eames. So in working with my designer, Rick, who's also my boyfriend, bonus. One thing Rick and I focused on with the marketing of Eames was brand recognition. You know, it's like the idea of the Nike swoosh. When you're driving down the road and there's a billboard with just a swoosh on it, you know it's Nike. So we kind of wanted to wrap that idea into the marketing for Eames. You know, a lot of posts go on social media, go on Instagram, and they're visual. So, you know, as people are scrolling through Instagram, you're sitting mindlessly kind of flipping through, we wanted people to be able to recognize those photos in an instant and know what they were for Eames. A couple things we really focused on was how can we make it feel like the Eames world? So we wanted to take the photos we did in the photo shoot and design them into this black and white feel, very much like advertising that the Eames would have used. And then we took the images and overlaid these blobs over them, these kind of mid-century organic blobs. The colors came from the design of the costumes. I'm grabbing the flyer here. Well, as you can see, we had this Futura typeface. So just to reiterate, it was about seeing something and knowing it was Eames, about that brand recognition, and it was really fun to kind of dive into their world. And eventually with the scenic design and also with the programs, Rick went in fully with these. He spent a lot of time, I'll kind of flip through it here, you know, making the entire thing feel like it was in the Eames world. Having this be in people's hot little hands as they sat in the seats was really awesome. You know, it just gave the entire production a nice wrapped up little package with a bow feeling. Rick's design sense and artistic style really helped make this marketing easy with Eames, so that was super fun. Back back to where we were. As we were kind of building this platform for the marketing of Eames, we're like, okay, how can we tie everything together? If you've been following my vlogs, I posted a vlog a long time ago about a set design that I was building inspired by the House of Cards. I nixed it, I cut it out. It had creative context for the company and for myself because a lot of our choreography was inspired by the House of Cards and building them and the images. But audience members didn't know that, so I kind of wanted to revamp what the scenic design was in just having this visual idea of these modern blobs and these colors really started to make sense. So we got gigantic pieces of wood, shaped them out, painted them. Well, I don't need to tell you about it. Why don't you take a look? Okay, we're looking at new set design. Whoa, those are big.
That's right?
Yeah.
They're big, huh?
They're big. Did it. You did
Did
it all,
Hank.
Hanky.
Ready to get started?
Okay. All right. It is set design painting day. Well, scenic design. Scenic design painting day. 3 colors. They're
Whoa.
huge. That's blue.
It's blue as shit.
And kind of the first initial inspiration were the costumes. I worked with costume designer Carrie Ann Egelin. She is incredible. Together we worked on creating these 1950s dresses. I wanted the dancers to be in something Ray would wear. So we went and we picked out fabric. We found the right textures. She dyed the costumes. The women tried them on. I had never really done a narrative piece, and having that clarity and that playfulness in the costumes brought the Eames story full circle, and it was so fun to see that come to life on stage. So Carrie Ann, you're incredible. And the music was so good. Erin Gold is my composer. We've been collaborating for the past 5 years. We really dove in headfirst with this project. We wanted to encapsulate the entire Eames vibe and figure out how we could do that through music. So I'm actually gonna have Erin share with you kind of his process, and you'll also get to step into one of our work sessions to see how we made the score for Eames. That's Erin.
So for the folks watching at home,
that's you. This is a window into our crazy methodology. There's a D in there.
Yeah. So what I'm doing for the music is I researched a ton of music, jazz music from the 1950s, specifically recorded in California.
Which the Eames were artists in California, so we're like trying to keep it homegrown.
The idea was like, what were they listening to at the time?
Yeah.
You know, and West Coast swing and jazz was such a huge deal, and like kind of the soundtrack of that time in California. Yeah. You know, outside of the pop sphere. Right. Like there were, you know, Beach Boys and boy bands and girl bands and stuff like that also, but I think their mid-century modern design really fused well with the like cool jazz of the 1950s.
And like it's even new territory for me. I feel like I don't even know what so I'm like, oh, what's this? Oh, cool. You know, it kind of like it makes me also think of how the movement connects in a different way, which has been cool. So just thought that might be an interesting little tidbit.
Yeah, so just been splicing hella samples and just taking like tiny little clips of all different, you know, hundreds and hundreds of songs.
How many do you have now? How many samples? Or how many samples do you feel like you've chopped up from everything?
Probably like 400-ish. I don't know, it's how you lose track.
Yeah, you lose track.
I still haven't used this one. Or that one. Or this. This I was thinking.
Play the one before it?
It's pretty cool, right?
I like that one.
It's a really fun workflow too, because you hear things in a different way and like, oh, I could use this for that.
Yeah.
You know?
So once everything started to fall together with Eames, I fell into some very serendipitous moments. The SFMOMA right now, so go check it out, the SFMOMA is featuring an Eames conference room in their Designed in California exhibit. So I found this out as I was like eating breakfast and looking at a SFMOMA brochure many months ago, and I kind of like choked on my food and saw that they were presenting this. So I reached out to Jennifer Dunlop Fletcher, who is the curator of the event, and we connected. We started to chat about Eames and came to the realization that this was something that could reach a larger audience, that could reach architecture people and design enthusiasts and Eames chair owners and all those things. I met with Jennifer at the MoMA. I'll take you there in a minute. And then that's gonna kind of tumble into us getting a chance to perform an excerpt of Eames at Fog Design and Art that happened at Fort Mason in mid-January. And I also got to sit on a panel and talk about Eames and kind of my experience diving into their world and translating their life into dance. So take a look at that aspect. We're strolling up on Fog at the Fort Mason Center.
So this is part of a larger 60-minute work that, like I kind of stated before, talks about their personalities and their life story and how their relationship changed over time, how they came together in their artwork, molded into many different things.
I was so excited starting this project because I felt like this could happen. I felt like there could be an overlap, kind of a cross-pollinating of worlds. And I decided to do my own PR for the show. Hiring a PR person was something I really wanted to do, but in realizing and researching, it costs a lot of money. And with these other contacts that were falling into place with the design community and architects, I felt like I could do it. So one thing led to another. I got to be on KALW with Erin talking about our music collaboration. I was on KQED. I got to be on CalX with a radio interview as well. One really cool thing is I got to interview with Fast Company, which is a design magazine, and that led me to talking to another design firm in London and Rome. That's something I want to take moving forward with Eames. Like, even though Eames is going to take a little nap because I'm sick of watching it, but there's a way that it can connect with a larger audience, and I think as choreographers and as artists we want to bring those people in, and it's just finding the right algorithm and the right things that connect at the right time. So kind of as Eames finishes and as it keeps living, I want to take it on tour. I want to take it to different places and kind of open up and expand those audiences. So having this entire production fall together with this 1950s vibes and Eames world, it was just really nice to feel like I took this 18 months of my life and put my focus and put my passion into this project, and it came out. On the flip side of things, I always look at what I could have done better. We had some really big ideas. We wanted to screen print the flyers and posters. We wanted to have merchandise to sell, but sometimes the reality is budget and time. There was nowhere near gonna be enough time to screen print 1,000 flyers. You make judgment calls to continue the production in a timely fashion and also make sure that you're not hitting the negative numbers as you finish out your final budget. So sometimes big pictures need to be scaled down, and just reminding myself that that's okay. It still comes out great. Second thing I would have done, and this is something I need to learn from my own advice, I wanted to hire a production assistant or an administrative assistant to take on some of those tasks that I just didn't have time for, or I felt like I was scrambling to finish multiple things. I can see where taking that extra step to hire someone that is just there to buffer all the different things that I was trying to juggle would have been awesome. I posted a vlog a few months back about my estimated budget for Eames, and in the very near future I want to post another one about my actual budget and kind of where things didn't line up, or if it was exactly where I thought it would be. Being candid about the financial landscape of producing work is really valuable for other artists who are making projects to kind of have a clear scope of what to put money towards or what to balance out. So I want to share that eventually. And Eames is going to take a little bit of a rest. I need to take a break myself to revamp creative juices. I do want to have another home season with Kristen Damrow & Company probably in the next year. So stay tuned for all of that, and I hope to continue more regularly these vlogs. So thank you again, everyone who came out to Eames and supported it and watched it and liked things and followed me, and it was great. Thanks so much. So peace out for now. See you in a little bit.